Napoli are the champions as long as they have the Scudetto stitched on their shirt. That was Antonio Conte's refrain in the wake of the recent loss at Juventus, and it remains the Partenopei's approach as they try to put pressure on league leaders Inter. As for Genoa, they've become great entertainers since the arrival of Daniele De Rossi. They've had 2 straight 5-goal thrillers, one going their way here against Bologna, and most recently one going against them when Lazio defeated them at the death. Does mean we should be in for an open, entertaining game. Napoli looking to go on a winning run now, with just the Scudetto and the Coppa Italia to compete for. Genoa want more points en route to survival. Napoli first up on this Serie A Saturday. Feels like a must-win game for the Partenopei at Marassi. There to not only try and force their way back into the title race. Buongiorno's made a mistake. Vitinha's caught by Meret. No, he's not. The wag of the finger. We nearly had a penalty inside the first minute. Goal kick has been given, but Genoa are convinced this warrants an on-field review. Buongiorno with another untidy piece of defending. Vitinha has been caught in that position before, and Meret did manage to pull out of the challenge. Excellent goalkeeping. Vitinha was looking for it and was already on his way to ground. He has prompted so many this season, and once again it might be the case. Davide Massa coming across for what must be the earliest on-field review of this Serie A season. That's where the contact starts. That's what they're asked to look at. They begin with the contact to see if there is any, with a freeze frame, and then they go with La Dinamica from there. Real-time footage. That's still slowed down. That's live speed. Meret knew what Vitinha wanted to do and tried to pull out of the challenge once he realised he wasn't going to get to the ball. But let's listen out to Davide Massa.
A seguito di revisione, il numero 1 del Napoli ha commesso fallo in area di rigore. Decisione finale, calcio di rigore e ammonizione.
A booking for Meret, but above all, a penalty to Genoa, technically inside the first 2 minutes. But the foul itself took place with the very first passage of play. Buongiorno with a hospital pass towards his goalkeeper, Vitinha pouncing. Malinovskyi to give Genoa the perfect start. He does. Straight down the middle from the Ukrainian. And Marassi is already rocking here. Genoa presented with a huge opportunity to open the scoring inside the first couple of minutes. And Malinovskyi has now scored in 3 straight games, and none of them from open play. A free kick here against Bologna, a penalty at Lazio, and a further spot kick tonight against the champions. Buongiorno there to cut it out. McTominay. Now Lobotka, Hojlund's away. The pass didn't come, now it does. Hojlund forced wide. Vergara waits in the middle. Hojlund. Safe hands from Belo. Genoa have had some excellent results in 2026. They should really have beaten Milan away. Scored 3 here against Cagliari without reply. Came back from 2-0 down against Bologna a fortnight ago to win 3-2. Battle back from 2-0 down at Lazio, only for that late penalty to turn things the way of the home side. Vergara, I think that was meant for Lobotka. De Rossi has been critical about some of the penalties that are given, particularly for handball, especially against his side. Came in for particular criticism himself because of the way he was addressing officials at the Olimpico, but that's because there were no fans there. Spinazzola. Vergara, it's run for McTominay, who was leaning back. McTominay. Rahmani. Elmas, clever vision. McTominay! And there's Hojlund to follow it in. Napoli are level. Two of their big players involved in this one. Great vision to release McTominay. Balo didn't get it to safety. And Hojlund did what all good strikers do. Gambled on the lost cause. Elmas spotted the run from McTominay. He worked the goalkeeper, and Balo should really be pushing that away to safety. Instead, he presented it to the feet of Rasmus Hojlund, who just had to guide it into the net. And for Hojlund, his 11th of the season, 7 of those in Serie A. Now he senses another chance, running at Ustigar. Gutierrez. Rahmani finds McTominay. He's got away here. McTominay takes it on! Scott McTominay, in a couple of first half minutes, has turned this game around. His shot produced the first. His shot is worth the second. He plays every week, he never misses a minute. And he is Mr. Napoli these days. An astonishing effort from distance. Balo not getting it near it. Might have been unsighted by Ustigar, but it bent away from the Dutch goalkeeper. And Scott McTominay is at home in Naples, and then some. McTominay's lost the ball. Malinovskyi! Terrific save from Meret. Meret with a wonderful double save last week against Fiorentina. This was right out of the top drawer to deny Malinovskyi. And Meret doing at one end what Balo was incapable of doing at the other. Norton Cuffy. It's awkward for Rahmani. Vasquez. Martin. Juan Jesus away, straight to Malinovskyi. Now Norton Cuffy. Norton Cuffy! It's another save from Meret. Fingertip stuff. He does have his detractors, Alex Meret, but in terms of shot stopping, well, the first half got off to a very lively start. Genoa scoring early on through Malinovskyi after an on-field review inside the first 20 seconds. But after that, Hojlund from a McTominay rebound, and then McFratimer himself got the goals for Napoli to turn the scoreline around. So at the break, at Marassi, it's Genoa 1, Napoli 2. Confirmation it is McTominay withdrawn. Elmas will go deeper and Giovanni gets an opportunity. Well, Napoli fans will be hoping that's just a precaution. The reigning MVP having had such an impact in this match. Genoa had the lead before surrendering it. Now they'll hope to bounce back. But an inauspicious first touch from Ustiga in this second half, and Giovanni finds Vergara. And in hindsight, does look like good business from Napoli and their sporting director, Giovanni Manna, the fact that they have recruited a couple of players in that number 10 position for situations like this. Hojlund allowed to turn. On it goes for Giovanni. He's got there ahead of Ustiga. Giovanni. Elmas, enterprising. I'm sure Genoa will feel if they can get 6 points from their next two at the Zini and then here against Torino, 29 points won't, of course, have them mathematically safe. Another mistake from Buongiorno. Colombo's running away. Colombo! Alessandro Buongiorno has played a part in both Genoa goals, but take nothing away from Lorenzo Colombo. Still so much work to do once he picked the pocket of the Napoli centre-back. But he had the speed to hold off his opponent. He had the poise to pick out the corner. There was no danger until Buongiorno dawdled in possession. Colombo's been challenged by De Rossi to get into double figures, and he's well on his way to doing so. Half a dozen now, and this one is the leveller. Gutierrez gave it away to Vitinha, the whistle's gone. Juan Jesus dumping the Portuguese striker to the ground, but play had been halted. And a booking for JJ. Correct decision from Davide Massa. Yes, the whistle's gone, but that doesn't mean it's simply carte blanche to go and assault an opponent. Marcandalli, Colombo, Juan Jesus just about kept hold of possession. Frendrup wins it back. Juan Jesus. Vergara. Juan Jesus can release Spinazzola. Napoli coming forward here. Spinazzola and Gutierrez off the line. Lobotka just over. It's all happening now. Lukaku playing cheerleader. Gutierrez, having got his first Napoli goal against Fiorentina, nearly had two in as many weeks. And Lobotka, having recently found the net against Sassuolo, nearly scored here. Good work from Spinazzola. Belo inadvertently played it to Gutierrez. Lobotka got the dip, but not quite enough of it. Elmas. Spinazzola. Back for Vergara. Junior Messias needs to be careful. Messias went down easily. Norton Cuffy away. Now Ekuban. Too strong for Juan Jesus, who's been booked, and he might be off. He is. Napoli down to 10 at Marassi. Juan Jesus with a tactical foul, having already been cautioned. And a Napoli side already missing so many through injury are going to be without another option through suspension by the time Roma come to town. And I'm not sure Juan Jesus can have any complaints at all. It was the first yellow card which was foolish. He heard the whistle go. Berkham forward, Oliveira there too, Rahmani in the mix. Elmas with the corner. Ustiga away, Gutierrez. This is Vergara, he's gone down. We play on, Vergara thinks he was caught. Junior Messias now. Spinazzola with the block, that's obstruction. Spinazzola gets a yellow card, but Napoli feel Vergara was fouled in the box prior to that. We've already had one on-field review and at that end of the ground in front of the Sud. Is there a case to be had? No. Vergara went down too easily, and that's still an area of his game that he needs to work on. There's a minor brush of the studs from Cornet on Vergara. Vergara would have been better served trying to make space to get a shot away. Almost seemed to be keen on shifting the ball and waiting for contact. But they are looking at the footage. Miss-hit by Gutierrez. Vergara stepping away from Cornet. And the referee is coming across to take a look. Wow. There is contact, of that is no doubt. However, is that a penalty? A brush of the studs from Cornet on Vergara there. But Davide Massa has seen what he needs to.
Seguito di revisione, il numero 70 del Genoa commette fallo sull'attaccante avversario in area di rigore.
Penalty to Napoli.
Finale, calcio di rigore.
Maxwell Cornet sent on to try and win the game for Genoa, has instead perhaps helped to win it for Napoli. Huge pressure on this. Hojlund to win it, just. Balo went the right way, but Napoli are going to come away from Marassi with maximum points. Hojlund now has 3 against Genoa this season. And the 10-man champions have just about found a way. This is galling for the Grifone. Just like against Lazio last weekend. An added time penalty is surely going to defeat them. Balo unlucky. Hojlund with the rub of the green. But he does find the net. And Napoli surely find the victory. The champions do make it back-to-back wins in what was a frankly crazy game of football. Rasmus Hojlund scored Napoli's first and third goals after Colombo had equalised in between. Genoa initially took the lead. McTominay played a huge role in the first half. Juan Jesus was sent off. But for the third game running, a match featuring Genoa has produced a 5-goal thriller and an added time winner. It is Napoli who come away with maximum points. It finishes at Marassi, Genoa 2, Napoli 3.